Gathering in Rio marks 16 years since the first Leaders Summit in 2009, a multilateral effort seen as an affirmation of an increasingly multipolar world framed by geopolitical and trade tensions, debt concerns, and an increasingly perilous environment for the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals. The bloc represents more than 40% of the global population and represents a sizable share of geopolitical and economic clout.
The BRICS cooperation mechanism is the most important platform for unity and cooperation among emerging markets and developing countries in today's world, and serves as a significant force in facilitating the realization of an equal and orderly multipolar world and an economic globalization that is inclusive and beneficial for all. This Leaders Summit is the first to be held after new member Indonesia and 10 partner countries joined the BRICS. A number of other emerging markets and developing countries, as well as international and regional organizations, have also been invited to participate in the meeting.
Results of the group will focus on two priorities: global South cooperation and BRICS partnership for social, economic and environmental development, with 6 core areas: global health cooperation, trade, investment and finance, climate change, artificial intelligence governance, multilateral peace and security architecture, and institutional development, areas that align with the principles of the recent Financing for Development conference held in Sevilla, Spain.
Resources flowing fast. Countries must lead by mobilizing domestic resources and investing in areas of greatest impact: schools, healthcare, social protection, decent work and renewable energy. Unlocking these investments requires strengthening tax systems and tackling illicit financial flows and tax evasion, and helping developing countries dedicate a greater share of their tax revenue to the systems people need.
South Africa is seeking to align its G20 leadership this year with both the G7 recently held in Canada and the BRICS in Brazil.
The global order is strained, resources are limited, but our resolve is not in the months ahead. We will continue to host the G20 summit in Johannesburg. We will deepen our partnership across the global south. Our foreign policy is not abstract, it is rooted in the lives of our people. And it is measured not in the speeches, but in schools built, jobs created, and peace sustained.
While the issue of peace and security from Ukraine to Sudan to Gaza will remain front and center.
What's happening in Gaza is not a war. What's happening in Gaza is a genocide conducted by a highly prepared army against women and children. That's what's happening. And this is what humanity should be outraged by. It's this that society should feel outraged about.
Notable absences this year will include China's President Xi Jinping, who will be represented by Chinese Premier Li Jiang, and Russian President Vladimir Putin, who will not travel due to an ICC warrant for his arrest. Framed as a forum of emerging economies who could provide a counterpoint to Western geopolitical dominance, the group has yet to fully exert its collective influence on the reforms so desperately needed in the international system. And as the group continues to expand, finding solutions through common ground becomes a more complicated undertaking. Sherwin Bryceby's SABC News, New York.